Hello guys, finally we're back and it's Manchester United versus Newcastle this weekend, so let's get into it. Let's cue that intro. Oh no, and welcome back to Matchday Live, and it's me Dan back again, and this weekend it's Manchester United versus Newcastle at St.James's Park. It's the 4:30 kickoff. So the team I've gone for, I think it kind of picks itself at the moment. So we've got Weghorst back in with Rashford, Fernandes and Anthony, and obviously Sabitzer, McTominay, Shaw, Martinez, Varane and Wan-Bissaka, and obviously David De Gea. Obviously no Casemiro, obviously because he's suspended. There is talk of Martial playing as well, but I don't think he'll start. I think Weghorst will start, and then obviously Martial might. Well, he might start Martial. You never know. And then obviously Sancho will be on the bench, I think. And I reckon he will go with Wan-Bissaka instead of Diogo Dalot, just because of obviously he's much better defensively, and we're going to need that against Newcastle, because obviously at Newcastle it's going to be a tough game. Obviously it is second versus third, so not second versus third, it's third versus fourth. So yeah, it is a big game. So let's get into it and let's play match. Let's talk about 2 weeks ago, if I can remember it. Yeah, I can remember it. So of course it was the Southampton game. It finished 0-0. There's only two things to talk about really. Obviously, it's the Casemiro red card. Was it a red card? I can see why it was given as a red card, but I think it's very harsh. I think, the player gets the ball, his leg bounces off the ball and then goes into the player. It's a yellow card. It was a definite yellow card, but it's so unfortunate for Casemiro, because obviously now he's going to be out for the next 4 games. Obviously, he missed the Fulham game. So yeah, it is definitely gonna ruin our situation with Casemiro for the next 4 games, because obviously he will be back. I think he will be back for the FA Cup semi-final. Just so, fingers crossed, we'll get him. Back in, and hopefully he doesn't get another red card. But Anthony Taylor, that was, it. It was such a poor decision. Even the VAR, he slowed it right down. When he slows it right down, exactly what's going to happen, and it's just so annoying that any other day that's not a red card, and especially like the day before as well. I think the VAR referee, I can't remember who it was refereeing a game, and they had worse tackles than that tackle from Casemiro. So yeah, that was red card, and then we was looking all right anyway from that last couple minutes, and then obviously the red card kind of ruined it. But we kind of went all out after that first half, and we did have a penalty shout, which should have been a penalty. How they did not give it as a penalty, I do not know. But yeah, it was a poor decision, and we got effed by the refs pretty much. So yeah, 0-0. It's just a points lost, I think. It's just a frustrating draw that we probably could have won as well, because we were looking like we was about to score even with 10 men. So it was just unlucky, and Southampton in the end, we got kind of lucky second half as well. David De Gea made some good saves, but with 10 men, the ref ruined the game pretty much. It's not a red card. It should have been a penalty, and that was that pretty much. So yeah, let's go on to the midweek game, which obviously was the second leg against Real Betis, and we did win that game 1-0 in Spain. And it was Marcus Rashford with the goal, and we was unlucky not to. We had a couple chances, especially after the second half. But yeah, it was Marcus Rashford with the goal. It was a nice goal too as well. So that was that one. And then going on to the weekend, obviously before the international break, we did have a FA Cup game against against Fulham, and we got very lucky. Fulham scored its first half. We were quite poor. Fulham were the better team, so they were unlucky not to score in the first half. But they did get that goal in the second half, And then literally we made a change, and then I think it was Sancho hit, had a shot, he went around the goalkeeper, and then Willian, obviously former Chelsea player, he just went through and handballed it. It was a definite red card. You can't do anything about it. So obviously that went to a VAR, and then Marco Silva got a red card, and then Mitrovic didn't not like that, and he got a red card. So there was like down to nine. There was down to 9 players in the end, and we pretty much wrapped it up with the penalty, with Bruno Fernandes with a penalty, and then Sabitzer got his first goal for the club as well. So then, 2 quick goals, and then a late goal from Bruno Fernandes made it 3-1. So we've got to face Brighton in the next round of the in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So that's going to be a good game. Obviously, Man City have got to face Sheffield United. Obviously, they got the easier tie, but obviously, you never know with Sheffield United. They might beat Man City, but I can't see it happening personally, but there we go. So it looks like it could be a Manchester United derby, but unless obviously we still got to beat Brighton, so you never know. So yeah, going into that game, obviously it was the international break, and a couple of players did play. Obviously, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire played. What's his name? Pulled out. Rashford pulled out. Because of injury, and he only trained, I think he trained yesterday and today apparently, so he should be fit for this game, but it's 50-50. So if he doesn't start, then I reckon Martial could start on the left with what's his name. Well, actually, I could see Sancho starting, and obviously Martial on the bench. But yeah, so going into this game against Newcastle, obviously they played Premier League as well. I think they played the Friday night before the international break. But they went to Nottingham Forest, and I think if I remember correctly, the Forest gave them a game, so they were lucky not to. They were lucky not to lose that game, because I think it should have been a draw. I think Nottingham Forest had chances in that game, because if I remember correctly, I did watch it. So yeah, we was unlucky. They was unlucky, so they won 2-1, but they also won before as well. So they are on a bit of a winning run again. But obviously it is going to be a hard game. It is at St James's Park. We never seem to. We never seem to have good games at St James's Park. So if we can go to St James's Park and nick a victory, that would be good, because obviously we do have we got a good couple of games good number of games on a run now. So I think we've got after this game we've got Brentford, which is next Wednesday. So we will have a match day live for that, and obviously we do have. I think we have Everton as well, and I think that's an half 12 kickoff on Saturday. So yeah, we got the early game on that Saturday, and then I think after that we do have I think we have Sevilla in the next round of the Europa League. Typical that we get another Spanish side, and of course it's Sevilla as well. So you're literally going back to Sevilla. Obviously just played Real Betis in Sevilla. Now we're going to the other side of Sevilla, where we will face Sevilla. So Seville, I should say, not Sevilla. But yeah, but obviously Newcastle, they will be a tough. It's going to be a tough game against them. It all depends on if the. I think it all depends on if the international break has helped the teams. I think it definitely helped United, because obviously we had a bit of a break. Some of the players got a bit of a break, like Varane, obviously Martinez played for Argentina. David De Gea had a break. Rashford had a break. He got criticised as well. For his break, because he went to New York, I think, because he got pictured there. He took an Instagram post. But anyway, that was that, and obviously he got a bit of slack for that. Also, actually, talk of today, Luke Shaw has signed a new 4-year contract, apparently. He's signed a new year 4 contract, so that's pretty good. And I think that's deserved as well, because I think he's played really well under Ten Hag, and he's just unlucky, I think it needed to happen. I think they are still talking about giving Rashford and David De Gea new contracts as well. So that's going to be that as well. And we hadn't even talked about the ownership situation. It looks like it's gonna happen at some stage. That apparently there's going to be a apparently there's supposed to be an announcement today, but I don't think there will be. I think it'll be before, might be before the end of the season, where we get where we get a situation from the Glazers, and obviously hashtag Glazers out, because they need to go, because apparently we've got a 1 billion debt. So we've rinsed up, they've made a 1 billion debt, and they haven't put a penny into the club. So yeah, they need to go. And, it looks like it's either going to be Qatar or Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I doubt they're going to do the minor investment for the club. If they do that, I think, there's going to be turmoil. And I think there will be like a protest like the Liverpool one, where we cancelled the game. I could see that happening again, and there will be repercussions for that, because they just can't stay at Old Trafford. They just need, they just need to sell United. Simple as that. Even if it's Jim Ratcliffe or Qatar, I just hope they just, I just hope that, the Glazers will go. So anyway, guys, a score prediction. I reckon United might nick it. I'm going to go 1-0, 2-1, something like that. I reckon it's going to be a good game, but I reckon United will nick it with a late goal. So fingers crossed we'll get the victory. If we don't get the victory, it's going to be a massive loss for us, because obviously we do need to get top 4, and we need to win this game. So fingers crossed we can do that. So I'm actually going to end it here for today, guys. So please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your score prediction below. So right, guys, I'm going. Bye.